Hey guys, welcome back to Feed the World 2. Now you remember last episode we built the very cool solar-powered minecart carrot farm. And we're going to do the same for potatoes, but not this episode. Now I hope you guys had a good Christmas. This episode, what we're going to do at the site of Stroot's escape is we're going to build a new house for creating biofuel and for turning biofuel into energy, because we're on a farm, right? And we have so many seeds and saplings and fruits and vegetables that we can turn all of the stuff that we're not using for food, all of the stuff that we're not using to feed the world, into power so that we can make even more food. So let's get on with building a biofuel hut. Now the first thing I wanted to do was decide what materials I was going to use. I wanted to have a very green theme to this building. And because the Grandidier's baobab is one of the trees that's protected by Fauna and Flora, the charity that we backed over Christmas, I thought we should use some of that baobab wood to make our biofuel generator hut. So I've used baobab logs, baobab planks and stairs, but I'm also using mossy cobblestone and mossy cobblestone walls on this build. So you see here we've got the mossy cobblestone building on these baobab log stilts with ebony stairs as the roof. Now I built the stilts because I wanted to build over the barrels. I'm not sure how we're going to move those without losing all of that biofuel, because there's a lot of biofuel in those barrels. And again, with the decor, with the decorations for this building, I wanted to stick with as green as possible. So I didn't use any flowers. Instead, I'm using things like hedges, bushes, and of course vines to climb up the walls and the stilts of this building. I'm also using these fireflies from the Twilight Forest just to give the whole building a bit more of a glitzy shine. Now it's all well and good having a biofuel generator hut, but we need a place to store the biofuel. This is basically a giant kind of silo, which is going to have a tank on top, very similar to the platforms I built in Feed the World 1. And of course I've capped off the top with some baobab plank stairs. And again, I'm using these green lanterns to light up the area around it, because this is quite a dark area of the farm. And these are quite cheap to make, so I'm using them to keep the place all well lit and fancy for when night falls. Now okay, we've got a hut to put our biofuel generators in, so that we can generate power inside that. And we have tanks to store all of the biofuel. What we need now is a place to store all the seeds and saplings and all the things we're going to use to turn into biofuel. What I decided to do is build like a mini railway station right next to the hut. And there we go, I put some decorations around the front with those oak leaf hedges, those small little bushes that you can see from Biomes of Plenty, and of course a path connecting it to the main road with some lanterns here and there and some moss stone just to add a bit more detail. I'm really happy with this build, so I can't wait to start putting the machines inside it, so let's give it a go. Oh yeah, I'm definitely very happy with this build. This is a really cool looking biofuel generator hut. We've got the hut where we're actually going to make the power. We've got the tower, which is going to store all of the biofuel. And we've got over here our mini train station. The trains are going to come in along here, come around, drop off their stuff, and then go out and go back and pick some more up. Right, so let's take a look at underneath the hut to see exactly what we've got down here, because I haven't really taken stock of what we have down underneath this hut here. Right, so we've got a bunch of barrels with flux in there. Do these actually have flux? Flux goo drum with a load of fluid ducts. Now they'll come in handy, but I'm not sure if I should break these pipes if they've got flux in them. Now where do these pipes come from anyway? Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure what Lewis has set up here because, well, there's definitely a bunch of barrels full of biofuel. So whatever happened to Stroot? Somebody drained out all of his biofuel and left it here for me. So that's pretty lucky for me. I'm not sure how to deal with the flux because I don't want to break these barrels. Don't want that flux leaking out into my precious farm. But there are pipes that come out of here. Now, I'm not sure how Lewis set this up. So let's go and have a poke around underneath the farm and see exactly what's going on down here. Right, so it looks like... Oh yeah, I'm going to have to just dig around. Hope I don't sprout out into the surface and cause any leaks around the Twilight Portal. Like, oh, so we got a resonant energy cell. Oh wow, he must have brought that over from Hole Diggers. Right, so the power comes all the way along here. That makes sense. Oops. And right, yeah, this is where... Oh, there's some pipes here that come... Oh, right here. So we're underneath the barn right now. And this is an item pipe that's going off towards... Ah, this must be where all of the crops come in from all of our plots. So the crops come up here, and they go through there, and the power is sent off down there. This is the biofuel, and this is coming from... Oh, what's that? That's in the barn. Let's go topside and see exactly what this is. Right, so there is... What's this here? Now, this is a force infuser, and this is a bioreactor. Ah, sweet! So this is what we need to actually turn seeds and biological material into biofuel. And there's a lever here. So let's just dig this up quickly. Oh, there we go. Get rid of that. Oh, there's a servo in there. I want to grab that. And what we'll do is we'll dig up all these pipes as well, because it's going to come in handy. We're going to lose a bit of biofuel, but that's just fine. So we're not losing too much. Oh, get out of the way, Pesh! Alright, I'm going to have to waste this Pesh. Now let's hope he doesn't waste me. Oh, there we go. Heavy damage. There you go, taking you out. And we can just fly up here. Right, there we go. So I've picked up all those fluid ducts. Got a spare pneumatic servo. Oh, now flux goo. I don't want to get any of that leaking out. But let's just break the pipes, because I don't think it leaks out if you break pipes. Oh, wow. There's servos in all of these. Right, so there's a whole bunch of biofuel here, and I'll pump that out into the tank right away. So let's just do that. I've got some spare fluid ducts here, and a redstone torch that'll come in handy for activating it. So let's just hook this up to our new tank. Oh yeah, now what we're going to do is we're going to feed in from underneath. So we'll bring the cable down along here. I hope I've got enough to hook this up. 15, yeah, that should be plenty. Bring the biofuel down along here. Oh yeah, filling up these pipes. Let's just bring it down now. Break it down. Oh, there we go. Now this should be filling up. Oh yeah, there we go. So the open block tanks are now being filled up with all of this biofuel. It's now draining out of the barrels and going up into that tank. Oh, pretty sweet. So now all we need to do is did we get the bioreactor? Yes, we did. Now this is what we use to actually make the biofuel itself. This will turn seeds. Oh, watch out, zombies. There you go, eat chili bean. This will turn seeds into biofuel. So we'll plop this right in the middle here. Oh, yeah, that's close enough to the middle. And this is right near the train station. So what we can do is we can get all of the collected materials to go into here, and then pipe out of this thing into that tank over there. But for the time being, we're just going to empty these drums to fill up that tank. Oh, whoa, hang on a sec. There's way more biofuel in these drums than that tank can hold. Maybe I should expand it a bit, make it a bit bigger. Now, where are they? They're over here? Okay, now fingers crossed these won't break when I bosh them. Fingers crossed. Oh, no, we got one. And we got two. Sweet. Now let's just get these pipes out of here so they're not piping to that. Right, so we've got one drum empty, two drums empty. Now these are getting drained really quick, but that tank is also filling up really quick too. Right, so let's put these biofuel generators down inside this hut. I reckon there and there. Perfect. There's enough room either side now for plenty of pipes, and they shouldn't get too confused. Oh yeah, it's going really well over here. All of the carrots are down. And how many carrots have we got in this crate now? Because we left ourselves logged in overnight. Wow, 26 stacks of carrots. That's crazy. Now, I did notice one thing. What we did is we put obsidian upgrades in these jabber barrels, but it's the wrong thing. We've upgraded the barrels, but what we haven't done is upgraded the capacity. So if I type in jabber now, you can see we can increase the capacity of barrels by putting these storage upgrades in. The first one is here, a storage upgrade. And the recipe for that is a barrel in the middle and pistons on the top and the bottom. But then to make it an upgrade by 3, to add even more stacks, we need to combine those upgrades into a bigger upgrade. And then eventually you can get 200, oh my god. So if you put a 243 upgrade in there, you can get 15,000 stacks of an item. That's insane. But we might actually manage to get to those numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making some pistons and some jabber barrels and see if we can get our jabber barrels over in the barn, upgraded properly and all the way to the max. Right, so what do we need for this upgrade? We're going to need a lot of logs. So let's just get some of those. Oh yeah, plenty. We're also going to need some pistons, and so for that we'll need iron. We'll need cobblestone, which I think we've only got 6 of that. Oh, we've got a stack of cobblestone down here. So that should be enough for all the pistons we need. So now let's just look up the recipe for pistons. Now each one of these upgrades the storage capacity by 64 stacks. But if we combine 3 of these together, we can make one that increases it by 192, which is 3 times as much. Oh yeah, this upgrade alone doubles the capacity of a chest, doubles the capacity of a barrel, so that's pretty crazy. Glowstone dust. You see, some of these barrels are full, but it doesn't matter that they're full because we basically just got so many of the item that we never need any more. I mean, how are you ever going to use 64 stacks of glowstone dust? Unless you're making an entire castle out of glowstone blocks, there's just no way you'll ever use that much. What we're going to be doing is sucking the seeds out of this barrel and putting them into the biofuel reactor over here. So let's get that system in place right now. Here we are, thermal expansion, item ducts, 19 there. There's some opaque ones as well, which we could use, because we don't need to see the seeds going through. There's also loads of energy conduits in here as well, and some fluid ducts. I didn't even know this was here. Oh, and some portable tanks as well. Super handy. I should remember that these are here. And of course, pneumatic servos, they come in handy too. Right, so let's get our dig tool now. We're going to be sucking seeds and I think wheat. We'll use seeds and wheat to create... Actually, no, will we? Because we need wheat to feed the world. But seeds, they're not edible in Minecraft. So what we'll do is we'll bring the pipe down here and then funnel it along this way out of the barn. Right, so where are we now? Let's just engage flight mode. Oh, I see, we're right underneath here. So what we can do is, if we come along here, we can feed the seeds in from underneath. What we'll do is, we'll have a little area underneath the train station that sorts out all the stuff to go inside the bioreactor. Because if you remember from our lessons, if you use different things inside the bioreactor, the more different types of natural stuff you use, the better the generation of biofuel, the more efficient it is. So if we use seeds, saplings, carrots, potatoes, all of that kind of stuff, we'll make even more biofuel with the bioreactor. Right, so this is the perfect area underneath. Now, where was that biofuel generator? Let's see, it was about roughly 1, 2... Was it here? Nope. Was it here? Nope. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, okay. Let's just get that mossy stone here. Fill in the gaps that we made. Oh, we left one up there. Grab that. And now we can pipe into the bioreactor from the bottom, I think. So let's just hook that up with some of these opaque item ducts. Oh yeah, there we are, right. Now what we can also do is suck out of other biological barrels that we have in here. Oh, let's just change that to suck out. Now I think if I put a servo in here, what does that even do? Oh, whoops. What's this? Vacuum. Oh, wow, so you can set it to dense. Not sure what that means. Vacuum. So you can have a vacuum pipe that sucks items in. Or normal. Right, but we want it to hook up to that thing. So we'll just hit it once to get it suck out. Now you don't need a redstone signal. But the red on this the red on this chest is bright, which means that it's sucking out of here. So how do we turn a pipe with a servo in it on? Let's try this with... There we go, I've used a redstone signal there. Now is that sucking out seeds? There's only one way to check, because the item tube is opaque. So we'll have to go over to the reactor itself and see if it lands in there. Now while that's spinning through the system, I think... Oh yeah, look at this! The tank is filled up with biofuel, so what we can do is we can come down here. Here we are, thermal expansion. Now, where's the fluid duct? There we go, plenty of these. Oh yeah, look at this. Some opaque ones, or there's some standard see-through ones. Now, I like the see-through ones because it's a really cool purple glow that the biofuel has. Alright, so let's just plonk this down here instead of the servos. Now what a servo does is when you put it into like an item duct, it lets you suck out from the pipe without having to have a redstone signal supplied to that pipe. So you don't need a lever or a button right next to it. Okay, so how are we going to get the biofuel to come out of this tank and into the building? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in, I think probably over the top. If I have it come in through the roof, yeah, we'll do that. So it's going to come in over here and go straight into both of these biofuel Oh, no! Ah! Gotcha! Right, okay. Just reactivate flight. So if I just plonk down, let's see, what is this? Fluid duct. On the tops of these. And now I'll bring that pipe to the top. And this has left us enough room for, in the end, if we want even more biofuel generators, we can put a couple over the other side of the room and make even more power. But for the time being, what we're just going to do is use these 2 generators, because that should give us more than enough for our biofuel needs. And okay, let's just bring it over here. And feed it into the roof here. Just like this. There we go. Now, if I'm correct in my assumptions, if we put... Oh, let's just get rid of that. We put a servo in that pipe down there. Servo's been installed. Now we need to tell the pipe to suck. And it's doing it. There it goes. Oh, yeah, and the biofuel is going into the generators. Oh, help. There you go. Eat chili beans, sucker. Right, so let's go out the back now and make sure that the biofuel reactor is actually getting these seeds. Oh, yeah, it's filled up with seeds. Now, this isn't the most efficient of things, as you can see. So we'll have to find a way to get even more types of food in here, because I think if we put a carrot in there as well, like that. And, oh, we'll need these potatoes to grow potatoes later on our farm, but can we put chilies in there? No, it won't accept chilies. But it will accept all kinds of vanilla crops, so that as soon as we get generating enough crops that we don't need any more to eat, we can start putting them through the bioreactor and get them hooked up over there. So the final thing to do now is just to use these fluid ducts to get the biofuel coming out of the bioreactor and going into our new tank. Alright, and there we go. So the bioreactor is sending all of its fuel all the way to that tank. We're running out of biofuel in the barrels, but that's a good thing. And now these generators are using it to create power. And there you go. It's jacked up to the top with power. Now we need a way to get the power out of these generators and back into our system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pick up some more of that energy cable that we have lying around. Let's take a look. Is there some in here? Nope, was it in here? There's some elite universal cable. Oh, sweet, just the stuff. So the last thing for us to do is to sneak back into the biofuel generator hut and hook up this cable here to the generators. Now, where were they, roughly? Let's see if I can remember. Is there one here? No, so there's one here. Oh, watch out for these flux barrels. And then there should be one, I think, here? Nope, it's there. Nope, it's there. Whoops. So let's just plug up these holes. There we go. Bring the energy cable out of here. And this should be us all hooked up and good to go. Bring the cable around here. Connect it to the cable here. Bob's your uncle. Fanny is your aunt. Oh, and we've done it. We've done it. We've fixed our stroop problem. We now have the biofuel generators pumping out their power into the system. We have a biofuel reactor making the biofuel, pumping it into our biofuel tank, and we have our seeds in our expanded barrels churning out of these barrels and going into the biofuel reactor. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Well, guys, thanks for watching Feed the World 2. This episode, we conquered our power problem. Next episode, we're going to get even crazier and put down a couple more farmer carts to get some really massive wheat, carrot, and potato fields going. I want to expand the carrot field that we've got at the moment, because with more rails, there's no reason why that farm couldn't be 3 or 4 or 5 times as big. We're going to have a massive farm with 3 farmer carts, just going around collecting up all of those crops. So until next time, guys, take care.